Now we learn about day and night, formation of day and night, whereby this is our sun. So when you light it, this side is able to see the sun, so it's daytime. So as the earth rotates like this on its own axis, then it causes day and night. So this side will be daytime, but now this side it will turn to be the night. So that is rotation. We want our learners not to learn theoretically, but also to be able to have hands-on, to watch, to see. Let them discuss and say, for example, they identify a country here, and then they turn, and then they say that particular country is daytime. What about when it turns the other side? My country is at night.
Thank you very much. My name is John Kimeme Getao from African Tech Space. African Tech Space is a child of Rift Valley Institute of Business Studies. And from the College of Rift Valley Institute of Business Studies, we realized major gaps in our education system, because we have been in that space of education for a number of years, and we realized there were major gaps. And these gaps were starting right from primary, right from preschool age up to secondary school. And with that, the gap that we feel that we want to actually come and fill that gap. Now, and which is this gap? We realize that at the foundation level, if you look internationally, we find that our children may be a child of 10 years. Compare with another child of 10 years in another world, you find that our child is actually performing far, far less than a child from other countries. And in terms of, like now, for me, I normally say I'm highly privileged, because I went to school when we used to mold things. And ile kutumia matope. Natengeneza kitu na kutumia matope. But now our children, especially in the urban areas, children are leaving school, and the moment they go to home, the first thing is to switch on the TV and watch cartoons. And by the time these children are leaving primary, they know very little about life. The only thing they know is the cartoons and the movies that they can talk about. And now with me we have a team here that we are working with. And with this team, we have come up to realize that the only way we can fill this gap is, first of all, we have discovered three main areas of weaknesses. Number one, at primary level. At primary level, the foundation, the thinking skills, in terms of innovative thinking. We need to breathe innovative thinking into our children at the very formative ages. And beyond that, when now they move from the early ages of school, now they go to mid school, let's say like grade 5 to grade 8. Now we need to introduce technology, because the world where we are now, we need to focus on technology. And what is this technology? We all know we are now going to AI. Those are things that we never had in the past. And but then again, another gap that we are trying to fill as a college, and we all know what's happening in our country. Our country is going through a lot of transformation, and unfortunately, we have more youth leaving school than the job market can hold. So these children are being educated to go and get employed, and yet those employments are not there. And yet with this little training, let's give an example. Some little training, like maybe something like cyber security, somebody can easily start their own business right at the comfort of their bedroom. All they need is an investment of about 20,000 shillings for a laptop, and they'll be able to earn. You have heard there was this joke that was going around when the president went and launched a cyber Ajitume lab, and he was saying that people just touch the keyboard and you get money, you get dollars. To some extent, that is true. The only thing is maybe the jokes is that like maybe the dollars will come from the laptop. But if you look at the reality of the issue, is that you work with your laptop and you'll be able to get money. And with me here, we have a visitor, MG from Mr. Muturi from MG Innovations. They have highly involved in the innovation space in the country. Then we have Patrick Moy. Patrick Moy is a part of the brainchild of the people who gave birth to this idea. And then we have Pasi Kihumba. Pasi Kihumba is a principal, Rift Valley Institute of Business Studies. She's very, very instrumental on this. And her qualification, she has a passion. Sometimes even wonder why she's the principal, because she has a serious passion for children. But now her academic doesn't allow her to stay with the primary school kids because she has have a master's in education and a master's in psychology, and with that, she feels that she's the best person we can have to actually merge all these sectors between tertiary education, secondary education, and primary education. And we have a visitor from all the way from South Korea. South Korea, we are being told that South Korea was roughly in the same level with Kenya in 1963. What did they do different? And he can give us insights of what they did different that Kenya can borrow from them. In my opinion, one of the best things that ever happened to Kenya is the introduction of CBC. Because CBC, you are learning to do things. It's not all about theory. And now what we are bringing here is actually CBC, but advanced and focusing more on technology. But I think maybe you got a chance of seeing what we are showing there. Even a child being shown how to play a piano using a keyboard. You are just using a keyboard, a laptop keyboard, and using the raw materials, including using a banana, and you learn the issues of sound. So it's a good thing that to connect the CBC.
My name is Pasi Kihumba, the principal of Rift Valley Institute of Business Studies. Today is an exciting day when we are coming here to launch the African Tech Space. I have been asked to talk about the bridge or the difference, the gap that we want to bring about. Now we are in a new dispensation where we are talking about the CBC, competence-based curriculum. And one thing about this competence-based curriculum, we know we are testing on the competencies. Now, and when we get into, I know by now we are conversant with what you're calling junior secondary school and then senior secondary school. One thing that is relevant to CBC and the African Tech Space is that in the seniors category for the CBC, starting from grade 9, 10, 11, and 12, when the students go to the CBC, what they are going to be doing is to specialize in subjects that are going to be leading them to their careers. And they have 3 options. Number 1, they can do arts and sports science. Number 2, they can do the humanities. And most importantly, they can specialize in what you are calling STEM. We are in the African Tech Space in this evening, and we are here to launch a STEM system at the Rift Valley Institute of Business Studies. Now, this STEM, when you talk about STEM, in the CBC, the students are going to be specializing in mathematics, in applied sciences. They are also going to be doing some bit of technology, and in 8, they are going to be running what we call career in technology. So when we are standing here as the African Tech Space, we are excited to give a room. We are excited to give a space where the students at the CBC and any other can come here and hone their skill and sharpen their skills insofar as that technology is concerned. Most importantly, today, under the tertiary education, Rift Valley Institute of Business Studies is a technical, vocational, and training college. Starting last year, the curriculum also changed. We are also now at the CBC. We are doing what we are calling CBET, competence-based education and training. And this is in preparation of those students that are leaving that are doing CBC in primary and secondary school. Once they get to their tertiary education, where are they going to go to? They are going to go into our technical and vocational training colleges, where now we are training on what you are calling CBET, competence-based education and training. And now, for a student who is in senior secondary school, who has been doing, for example, technology, engineering as a subject in secondary school, so they are going to go to the tertiary colleges and then continue with the engineering that they have started in the CBC. So here we are coming to bridge that gap. We are coming to build up on the education system by providing a space where students, when they are not in class, they can come and continue honing their skills insofar as technology is concerned, insofar as engineering is concerned. The age gap that you are trying to enroll is as young as 4 years. Why 4 years? Those children in 4 years, they are in PP1. And there's this question as ECD trainers, we like asking children, when you grow up, What do you want to become? And some of them will say engineers, those who want to be in tech space. But the question is, do we ever give them a space where they can try to become, to experience what is this, their dream? So from 4 years all the way to 27 years and above, because other than the STEM, where we are standing is a place purely for children. But when we go to our Rift Valley Institute of Business Studies, we have the tech space where now any child who is going to be over 17 years, they are going to be working there, because we cannot be able to combine children and adults within the same space. So this is a safe haven for children to practice ICT and technology. After this, then they go to the Rift Valley Institute of Business Studies, where we have a complete tech space, where we have an innovation hub prepared for them.
Hello everyone, my name is Pastor Kim. I'm from South Korea. Especially when I think about this program, even though I'm not expert and professional about this part, but this one good thing of this program is we are willing to invest into our young generation, because our kids and youth, this young generation, surely they will become leader of Kenya, even whole of the world. Why I'm mentioning about this, especially our South Korea, as director you mentioned, we had the 3 years Korean civil war, around the 3 years. Because of this 3 years war, at that time, year 1960, everything was destroyed. Even we don't have much underground natural resources. You can imagine, about 3 years war, everything was destroyed. Houses, schools, bara. Even we, Korea, we have 4 seasons, spring, summer, autumn, winter. Especially winter season, the temperature going down up to minus 40, 30 degrees Celsius. It means there is no chakula. But what did we do? Our former government, our leader of Korea at the time, he realized we don't have many materials and even condition and good situations. But we realized we have the most precious, important resource. What is it? Human resources. That's why our government, our leaders, what did they do? We were investing to change our Koreans' mindset. I don't know whether you heard about the mobile phone is called Samsung, LG. People, they don't know Samsung from our country, South Korea. It is our product. Especially, as we know, Samsung, LG, even our power of brand of our country also is very high and big. Why I'm mentioning these groups, when they were established this company, Samsung or LG, Hyundai, big groups, these CEOs, the founders, they already have a strong mindset and different mindset. That's why this program, why I'm thinking it is very good. It is good to tell to youth to have a strong skills, technique. But as a director, he knows well about this our program. If I have a chance to teach them about world of mindset, as I can have a good program through this program, but as I can give them strong leadership and mindset, our youth, young generation, they can have both of them. Nowadays, people say IQ is important, but EQ also one of the important part of our life. That's why IQ and EQ, if we can have a good balance, surely our youth, our young generation, they will become good leader of this country.
George Muturi. I'm the founder MG Innovation Hub, which is one of the ecosystem players here in Nakuru. And this evening, we are really excited to have Africa Tech Space join the ecosystem. And this is really nice because they add to the number of 10 hubs that we have here in Nakuru. So for a long time, Nakuru has always been left behind when it comes to matters of innovation, tech, and startup. And it's high time we are saying we're also aligning ourselves to take part in the party, to be on the table where the cake is being shared. If I may just go through some statistics. Sometimes last year, Kenya is ranked among the big 4 when it comes to innovation, tech, and startups. And for like 4 years in a row, we were 3rd and 2nd position. But last year, we were number 1 in terms of the countries that were able to get investor funding in the innovation, tech, and startup ecosystem. So to just go through the numbers, we are able to get 800 million US dollars. So with the rate of the dollar last year, which was about 145, 150, that was around $124 billion, 124 Kenya shilling 124 million Kenya shilling that came to the economy. The sad part is all that money went to Nairobi and part of it to Mombasa. So as Nakuru, we didn't get to get even a portion of that money. Why? Because we've not been able to align ourselves within the innovation and tech and startups ecosystem. So we sit back and say, as a Nakuru tech ecosystem, what do we need to do? And the discussion that is happening, it's time to stand out and be out there and start attracting those funders and investors to start investing in this ecosystem. So this is a step in the right direction. We now have a total of 10 innovation hubs, which are focusing around very key areas from IoT, robotics, AI, STEM, and all the others. And if we continue doing this, we'll now be able to change a lot in terms of also contributing as an ecosystem to what, as a county, we are able to generate. So challenges to the investors out there, even the local investors. We don't need to wait for investors from abroad to come and put in money in this space. Even local investors, this is a Kralion call to you. We have very great innovations right here in Nakuru. You can put your money on them and you can be able to reap big in 3 or 5 years. So thank you very much.